Welcome back to Hardly Minding My Business. I am your host, Dashing D, aka Dash. You know the why did I stumble over my teeth? You know the vibes. So we're back. I said I was gonna try to do this thing as often as possible. And listen, consistency is I'm a work in progress when it comes to consistency. So you just have to bear with me because it's coming. It's coming. I got some troubling news in the past couple of weeks having to do with my health. And I feel like I thought going into 2025, and I said this last episode, that things were going to be more of a breeze, right? I don't think so. I think this year is going to test me just as much as last year tested me. But I think I'm more equipped and prepared for it this time around. So hopefully, everything will be on the up and up and it'll be okay. I am not dying. Okay, let's just get that out there now. But I do want to say that because I think that it has the potential to affect what's happening here. I'm not going to get into all of the specifics of what's going on. But what I will say is I need to make some changes in my life and just to make sure that I stay alive as long as possible. So yeah, maybe at some point I will address more deeply and in some other way what I'm facing right now. But no worries. Again, your girl is good. I'll be fine to pod. You're just gonna have to bear with me. Also, like, technical difficulties happen sometimes. So I think I'm gonna put an episode out on a specific day and then things happen and I'm not totally able to. So it's fine. But we're working on it and we're going to make sure that it is as smooth as it possibly can be. So we'll start there. As far as the last couple of weeks go, just in general, it's been a weird couple of weeks. So the last time I recorded, the 47th president had just taken office. A lot has happened since then. All I'm going to say about this, because, this is a safe space for us to come to, talk about fun things, light things, sometimes the heavy things, but I don't want to spend too much time on that. You can go to your political podcast for that. What I will say is protect yourselves. Protect yourselves. Do whatever you need to do to protect your mind and your body. Because I was talking to somebody yesterday and I said, listen, I don't know if you've ever seen the show The Good Place, but I am convinced that we are in the bad place, okay? And have been in the bad place for a very long time. I don't know how else to look at it. I feel like we are in for a ride. And when they say that things get worse before they get better, that is an unfortunate fact. So please take care of yourselves, whatever that means, whether it be self-care, go get your hair done, go get your nails done, go buy some new products or something, whatever makes you happy. Go out and see a show, go see a movie. Whatever brings you joy, go play video games. I know some of y'all are into that. I probably would be into video games if I was good at them. I never felt like I really... Now, board games, you can get me to play some Scrabble or some Monopoly really easily. Because, and not because I'm like super great at either. Well, I'm great at Scrabble. If I had to toot my horn about anything, it would be Scrabble. Toot toot. I'm good at making words. But it's just something that, brings joy and allows you to turn your brain off. People are into Legos these days. I've been looking at Lego sets. I think I want one, but we'll see. But yeah, I think that it's really important for all of us to take the time to take care of ourselves. Take a social media break. Don't announce it to us, though. I don't understand. This is my petty or nah, because we also have a topic that we got to get into about this. But my petty or nah this week is stop announcing that you're taking a social media break. For what? Unless it's like, I don't know, a business. Even then, I don't really feel like it's necessary. I feel like if you just go away quietly and come back, like people don't really worry too much, right? Like people allow you to have your space. Yeah. I get that, like influencers specifically, like if your business is posting, that may cause some concern. But like normal people, regular people who do regular ass things outside of the internet, you could just go and do those things and come back when you're ready. I don't know. And I'm probably not the person to take advice from because I have a complicated relationship with the internet and social media specifically. I just never feel comfortable posting. No matter what it is. It could be podcast stuff. It could be personal stuff. I just never feel comfortable posting. I also post and then like run away from social for hours. I don't want to know what's happening. Like I get a little gun shy. I gotta be honest. I'm trying to get better at that, but also I feel like there's just this feeling for me of being watched, which is really weird because I do a podcast. I do 2 podcasts and obviously people are watching. It feels different though than social media because I feel like I can kind of be more measured when I record on camera as opposed to when I post like my cutesy little, ooh, I went on vacation, or, oh, these were my fun things for January. Like, who cares what I did in January? Am I important enough to have a January dump? You know, and I hate the term dump. I think it's so weird that people want to talk about things that brought them joy and call it a dump. It's always been weird to me, but fine, whatever makes you happy, whatever brings you joy, whatever you choose to do is fine. I just feel like the internet is challenging sometimes, and I have been trying to work through that for years now. Years. So, and the thing is, what I do notice is that when I do post like the real genuine stuff, people like it, and no one has ever said anything bad to me, at least not to my face. But I don't know. I just feel so naked. I feel so exposed. So it holds me back. One thing that I also want to work on this year is not feeling held back by things or by people. So I'm going to work on that. I'm a work in progress, but maybe you'll see me post some, interesting stuff. I'm not going to say definitely that that's what I'll be doing because I don't know. From one day to the next, I'm like, should I not? Is this the right way to do this? I don't know. But the point is, I'm going to work on it. Okay. That's all I can promise is that I'm going to work on being better, and being more confident in posting my content. Because maybe y'all are interested in that. Maybe y'all want to see what I do from one day to the next. I really like the idea of vlogging. I just feel like I get outside and forget. So I'm working on that too. But yeah, if you are someone who loves social media and posts to social media regularly, like every day or every week or whatever it is, put it in the comments. Like, talk to me and tell me what comes over you. Like, are you confident? Like, what motivates you to do it? Is it just like, are you a ham and you just want people to see what you're doing? Or do you use it as a vehicle for your business? Or are you trying to become an influencer? Like, what is it? Hit me in the comments. And also, if I'm not following you, put your account in there so we can follow each other. But yeah, I gotta work on that, y'all. I'm not good at it. But you know who is always very confidently posting to the socials? Amanda Seales. I can say, as far as social media goes, I admire her because I feel like she puts it all out there. She doesn't care what her opinion is. She's going to put it out there. She's very active on social media platforms. And she's very good at sharing her voice. I like Amanda Seales. I want to start with that. I like what she represents. She is Caribbean. She is a Black woman. Like I said, she's very steadfast in her activism. She is a podcaster. She's an actress. I think she is someone that I've always, up until maybe the last couple of years, looked up to. In that sense, I just, again, admire her ability to grab people, to talk about the things that are hard to talk about. I love that about her. I think that's great. The reason I say up to the last couple of years is because I feel like in the last couple of years, it's just kind of been intense and maybe more than I can handle. I have not been listening to her podcast, if I'm being honest. I used to. I was around for the Club Shay Shay interview. If you want to know what I thought about that, you can go on over to weeknights because we talked about it. But it's just been a bit of a challenge for me. That being said, I saw this video where she's talking about how she's leaving social media and she's leaving Meta platforms. And maybe it's relevant for her to share that she's leaving and why she's leaving. She basically said, with everything going on with Meta and how Meta is associated with certain views that doesn't align with her morals, she feels like the best thing for her is to move on and move on from those apps and not use them. So she had said that effectively, she said this back in January, where she said effective February 1st, she was leaving the apps. Now, I guess my question for people with this whole app migration that is happening and that has been happening since the inauguration is, did y'all just learn about Meta and Mark Zuckerberg? Or as Boozy likes to say, Zuckenberger? Did y'all, seriously, I'm genuinely asking because I just feel like we got to the beginning of the year and everybody was like, all right, time to go. This collaboration, if you will, with Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg and the likes of them and all the tech bigwigs that the current administration, this relationship that they have, has been going on for a long time. Y'all didn't notice? I just don't understand. And I said this several weeks ago. I don't understand why all of a sudden everybody's leaving. What were y'all doing out on the last 6 months to a year? What was the... And let me be clear about something. I'm not leaving the apps. I'm barely there. Okay? I'm barely there. I think whatever you need to do to stand in your truth and stand in your morals and stand in your vision for what the world should look like is fine. There's stores I don't shop at because I don't feel comfortable shopping there. There's, speaking of that, do we need to talk about Target? I'm not going to talk about Target today, but do we need to have a conversation about Target? Some of y'all are asking for a lot. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. And when I say that some of y'all are asking for a lot, some of y'all are asking for a lot and not willing to give much. That's the other part of that conversation. But we're not going to have it today. We can have it. If y'all want to have it, please put it in the comments. And we can definitely talk about Target and what I think and whether or not I will be boycotting Target. But we got to have some honest conversations if we're gonna talk about things like that. Anyway, whatever you need to do, whatever helps you sleep at night is, I guess, the thing that you should be doing. I just feel like it's a bit of a stunt to me because, yeah, like how much do you need to see before you decide that you don't want to be a part of something? Like, how many years have to go by? How many things do you have to see that don't make sense to you before you decide that that's it? And everybody has a different threshold. I'll tell you a quick story about when I was in college. American Apparel. I do not shop. I don't think there's American Apparel stores anymore. People do. I think they still produce textiles. So you might, if you get a free t-shirt, every now and again you might see an American Apparel tag. But I will be honest, I do not wear American Apparel and have not worn American Apparel since 2000 and I don't know, 7 maybe 7 or 8. The reason why is because when I was in college, myself and I want to say 2 to 3 friends, definitely at least 2, but I believe there was a 4th person in the group. We had gone to the mall and went shopping for, I don't know, a large part of the day. We got back and there's an American Apparel like steps away from our dorms in college. And the school I went to, the slogan was, our city is our campus, because everything was kind of interwoven. Like you would be on campus, but you would also be like near local businesses at the very same time. So that's how it was. So we were like, oh, we've been shopping and somebody said they wanted to go into American Apparel. So we did. We go in there, we have bags. It's very obvious we've been shopping and we're walking around the store, looking at things, trying to pick things out. And we realize we're being followed. And not only do we realize we're being followed, but there's like a whole exchange that happens with the staff at the store. It actually turned into a big thing because one of our friends ended up writing about it in the school newspaper. So it turned into a whole thing after the encounter actually happened. But I remember thinking about how terrified I was that people thought that I was stealing and I could get into trouble. I mean, at this point, you're a Black student and who it's kind of what, I guess, your word against theirs, unless they have, there was no proof, right? And we were not stealing, but that was like one of the first thoughts for me. Another one was, why us? I mean, I think we know why, and we don't need to, all the friends I was with were Black. And this would not be the only encounter that I'd had where I felt like it wasn't clean. The point I'm trying to make here is I've never purchased anything from American Apparel since that day. Very easily would walk by American Apparel stores and not think twice about it. It was a decision I made that day and I never regretted making it. I know they made lovely fabrics. Didn't matter to me. It just never went back to that store. I have no desire. If I see something with an American Apparel label, I'll either give it away or I just won't use it. My point here is, and this is not the only time something like this has happened. This is not the only company that I have decided that I will not support. So hear me when I say that. I get it. I do. Totally understand it. again, what is your limit? Where's your threshold? What is the final decision for you? What is the deciding factor for you? Because for me, it was clear. And it's not always that black and white. It's not always that clear to me. Even today, as we sit here and we look at what's going on in the world and the decisions that certain companies are making, does it give me pause? It absolutely does. So I think she's fine in saying that she wants to leave the apps. I'm just kind of annoyed at this large group of people who decided now that this was, because people like Amanda Seales, who are very tapped into what's going on in the world, know that it didn't just start now. And that's where I'm confused. That's where I'm like, well, then what is this public display? Like, then if you wanted to leave the apps, you should have just left them. You didn't have to make an announcement. I guess tell your followers you're not going to be back. That's fine. I feel like people will find you elsewhere, but that's just me. That's just my thought. Anyway, we got to move on. So the Super Bowl was last night. If you want to know what I thought of the performance, you know where you're going to have to go. But let's talk about a few things while we're here. First of all, we got to talk about the fact that Jay-Z brought the girls. I always love to see him with his kids. I think it's super cool that he takes them to these types of events. I know Blue has gone to the Super Bowl with him for years. I believe Rumi went last year, and she was with him again this year. And Rumi looks like she's running that house, really. Rumi looks like she's running the house. Okay, Rumi, there's a photo of the three of them where Rumi has this smirk on her face, and I'm like, girl. I know what it's like to be the second daughter, okay? I know that look. I could recognize that look any place, okay? Because I, too, have had that look on my face. But I thought it was really cute to see the three of them together. We should also talk about the fact that Serena Williams was a part of Kendrick Lamar's performance. Okay, Serena Williams. Listen, I used to think, because y'all remember that Serena and Drake used to date, right? They did. And Drake has since then said things about her. He said things about her man. You know, the thing that Drake does, right? There is no better. I thought that there was no better lick back than, moving on with your life and, building the life that you wanted. She's got her husband. She's got her child. She's doing really well. I mean, we already know, like, her career was already on lock. I didn't think that, the get back could get any better. But color me surprised. When I'm at a Super Bowl event, and I'm watching Serena Williams crip walking on the field while Kendrick is performing Not Like Us. Bravo, Queen. Bravo. Good for you. Good for you, girl, because you know what? That man is a monster sometimes. Sometimes he is a little bit too much. He says a little bit too much. And sometimes people just need to be put in their place, if we're being honest. So I don't have any problems with this. I thought this was great. I was like, oh, Serena. Oh, good for you, girl. Oh, you look like you're having a good ass time. And good, because sometimes you just need to go and have a good time and not worry about what anyone's going to think. And honestly, I don't think anyone thinks anything other than, good for you, girl. Good for you. I'm sure he is sick today for multiple reasons, but that's one of them. So I thought that was great. What else? Oh, I'm sorry. How could I forget? Jalen Hurts, quarterback for the Eagles. I think I got that right. I don't know anything about football. Jalen Hurts been serving up fits, okay, for weeks now, and probably longer. But he came on my radar a few weeks ago. He's very attractive. He gives 2025 version of Shamar Moore. Yes, yes. I know he's attractive. I know he's cute. I don't really care to talk about that. Jalen Hurts, did they invite him to New York Fashion Week? Because football is over. He can have some fun now. And I believe it's Fashion Week this week. He should absolutely be able to go to some events, get to wear some cool clothes. Because when I say that Jalen Hurts is serving looks, I mean, he looks good. He looks the fuck good. He's really been giving it to us. And I appreciate it because I don't know anything about football. But I tell you this much, I'll watch to see what Jalen Hurts was going to be wearing. I mean, I saw the other guys too, and they look great. They look great. But he's been serving up looks around the Super Bowl at whatever events he's been going to. The pregame, he did his purple suit. I said, okay, Prince. Okay, Prince Hurts. I thought he looked so good. I said, I wouldn't have put that purple suit together, but that looks good. It looks good. He looks damn good. Good for him. I wanted to talk about that because, I know everybody is drooling over him because he's an attractive quarterback. And you guys are right. He is very attractive. But man, oh man. Man, oh man, oh man. I just think his fits are on point. I think his fits are amazing. So good for him because I love that. I love a man who likes to dress. I love that. Give it to us. Give us the looks, okay? Give it to us. So have y'all heard the term golden retriever man? I've been thinking about this a lot lately because, I'm trying to think about what it is that I want out of men. And I noticed that the internet uses this term a lot, golden retriever man. And I was like, well, why are y'all referring to men as dogs? That was my first question. I now have learned a little bit more information and I understand why this term is being used. I still don't like the comparison to dogs, but I'm also not an animal person. So maybe it sounds good to some people and doesn't sound good to me. That is also a possibility. Basically, a golden retriever boyfriend, according to Time magazine, golden retriever boyfriends are lauded for their agreeableness and go along to get along attitude with their partners. I've also seen it described as he's outgoing. This is from Very Well Mind. I don't know what Very Well Mind is, but he's outgoing, easily excited, and is game to do just about anything. Business Insider has a whole thing about 3 signs you have a golden retriever boyfriend. So apparently, golden retrievers are super reliable, loyal, very sweet. I wouldn't know, but I'll take their word for it. I'm sure some of y'all do. But yeah, apparently, if you have a boyfriend who is, or husband, I guess, who is, agreeable and down for whatever, willing to do whatever, and be there for you, he's referred to as a golden retriever. I think there's a way to say this without using the dog reference. And there's nothing wrong with this. This actually sounds pretty nice, right? Someone who's into you, someone who wants to do right by you, someone who is interested in your interests. I always think that's something you should work towards. 2 people being on the same page and 2 people being very much into each other enough to care about each other's interests or enough to be taught things or just see things through just off of the idea that this is something that will make my partner happy is always nice. So I don't have a problem with this. I don't like the name of it, to be honest. I tried to find, I really wanted to find a think piece where someone said, hey, but like it's a dog reference and that's kind of weird. I really didn't find that. I think people are, for the most part, okay with that. Now, I will say that some of this sounds a little yes man to me, and I don't like that. I'm not very much into that. I think that sometimes you get challenged by other people, and that's okay. I don't think that dissension and drama is the way to go. I don't think that that's healthy, but I do think that, you know, healthy conflict and, not always agreeing on everything can be worked through. I don't at all think that you ever exist in any situation where there is just it's completely absent of conflict. Chances are, if there's no conflict, there are things living under the surface that are not being addressed. But conflict should definitely be at a minimum. So I think, what do y'all think? I don't really know. I don't know how I feel about this. I heard it and I said, golden retriever, I don't know if I like that term. I don't know if I like it being referred to as such, but I do enjoy the fact that there are some of you out there who have loving boyfriends and are in happy relationships. Good for you. Good for you. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like the way they're categorizing it, but I like what they're saying in the sense that these are people that you can count on, and yeah, I just, everything doesn't always have to be spicy. This was interesting. I'm going to look into this a little bit more. Like, is there an opposite of a golden retriever? What would the opposite of the golden retriever be? Y'all got to tell me, because I wouldn't know. Just tell me. I'm doing research. Let me know. All right. Tweet of the week. Tweet of the week is Ray J. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, anyway, I can't find the tweet, but I think it was a tweet. Somebody said something about Ray J needing a biopic, and Ray J responds and at Marvel Studios and says, this is, he's just waiting on Marvel. What? Ray J, no. Marvel doesn't even do biopics. And not only that, Ray J, you are not a superhero. Is that what you're trying to imply? We don't. What? What would they call it? Raycon? Raycon is his company, right? Raycon. I could see that. Raycon, and then he'll be like in a silver and white suit or something in it. Is that how they're going to tell his story? Brandy, no. Just Brandy needs to talk some sense into Ray J, because this is not making sense. Where is the mama? Mrs. Norwood. I forget her name right now, but somebody got to talk some sense into Ray J, because this don't make no sense. This don't make no sense. It really doesn't. Oh, I remember now. That's our tweet of the week. But I remember, I'm all over the place today, but I do remember. Someone wanted me to talk about Matt Barnes and his situation. We will talk about that next episode. Totally forgot to bring that up today. So we'll talk about it next episode, because as much as I don't care about what is happening with Matt Barnes and his business, I do want to talk about the way his fiance handled his infidelity. Yeah, we should talk about that, because that's interesting, and I want to talk about it. So we'll talk about it next episode. I did not forget. Thank you for putting me on, because I had no idea this was going on. But yeah, we will talk about it next episode. Anyway, that's all I got for you, because I did this on my lunch break, so I don't have a lot of time. I will talk to y'all soon. Bye.